and let's have a look at some short videos now. Um, so the first step, no one's ever seen this before. It's the first kind of live. So this is the new Deckable homepage. And we have a slider at the top with you can just like flick through all the decks. You click on a deck, you draw from your cards. That stuff's the end stuff is the same, but you can now scroll down. And what's interesting is I can scroll to my readings. With Deckible, this new homepage design is it's widget based. What does that mean? It means it's composable. So we were stuck before because our homepage design was all wrapped into one. It was one big lump of code that did everything. And now we've got this widget design, which means we can very quickly add widgets that do specific things differently. And you either have it or you don't have it. And it doesn't get complicated for everyone. People can personalize their widget experience on Deckable to what they want, right? So this is a big transformation because it's going to open up and enable many things from here, right? So if we get time at the end of this, we can dive in and I can do some like a live demo of it, but that's a recording of it. And we're going to see some more bits because there's more change. But here's the classic Deckable. Here's some cards. I can flip them over. I can journal on them, and I can type on my phone, or I can just talk to it. And if I talk to my phone, it transcribes the words for me, right? In the coming months with Deckable, we're also going to let you upload images, photos, so you can hand journal and photograph it and upload it. I'm sure we'll then transcribe that. So things are evolving. So this is the old Deckable here, but at the end of there, but we'll be updating that. And then meditation, you can set a timer, draw a card, it bongs you in the meditation, counts down to the end, and then bongs you out. And so it gives you the tools you need to just gather that piece, right? And it's powerful to have all of this in one place instead of having to go over here to a journaling app, over here to do something habit tracking, over here to do drawing of cards. That's chaotic, and you're never going to be an expert in all those different apps. With Deckable, one app that does more. We want less apps that do more. We don't want more apps, basically. No one's saying, give me more apps. The answer to my problem is more apps. It's the opposite, right? And that's what we believe Deckable can do. And so basically the features of the platform, you can take a deck and shuffle it. So there's the back of the card shuffled up, mixed up, and when I touch it, I can stop the shuffle. So I'm controlling the shuffle. And you saw there, I flipped the cards over and I shuffled on the other face. I said before we have we can have three or four faces. So you can shuffle on any face in the deck. Totally up to you. Very simple. The cards are multi-sided, so you can drag some cards onto the canvas. You can flip them all over. You can drag it onto the canvas, drag a couple of cards on. You tap them and you flip them over. So this is a three-sided deck. Tap, 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 and you're back to the same starting point. Powerful stuff. Or we've got browse deck, and we can select cards. And then when you're ready, you put those cards onto the canvas, so it's all integrated. And then when you've actually got a lot of cards on the canvas, which you can do, and this works great on a phone or a tablet, but you can, just arrange the cards. You can get rid of the cards that you don't think match what you're looking for, and then choose again, refine your choices, and you can begin to pinch and zoom the cards to prioritize. You think which ones you think are bigger and smaller and more important, put them in sequence. You can size them. So it's like a survey tool. It's very engaging though. Who loves doing survey tools? Like nobody, right? But here you're playfully expressing yourself and it's engaging, it's fun, and that's a really big part of card decks. And then, people say to me, "Oh, well, I love my physical, I love the tactile. I don't think I want a digital app because I love the tactile nature." I'm like, "You haven't used Deckable, have you?" And and they haven't, because if they had, they would know Deckable is entirely tactile because you can pinch and zoom the cards in a way you can't do with a physical deck, right? And a physical deck won't remember every time how you drew the cards. It won't remember your journal. That's an integral part of Deckable. So, and this is the big game changer, I think, is when we integrate audio and video. And a year ago, I think we maybe had one or two decks that had this. Now we have a collection of amazing decks. Here's just some of them, and I'm going to step you through little short video clips. So the first one is a deck by Elena Brower, who's a yoga teacher, and I'm just going to choose a card from her deck.
Compassion.
And you can hear this now.
Can you spend today seeing all interactions and even apparent conflicts through the lens of compassion?
So she clearly has a lot of experience having done yoga, more than her 10,000 hours. And, the commanding voice there, very articulate. And she's recorded for each card in the deck a 20 to 30-second soundtrack, right? So it's very compelling to help you grab a moment, reflect, set your intention for the day, journal, meditate. And it's so much more compelling when you listen to that person. If I just read the words, it wouldn't be the same, right? But the words really speak to me and let me like step into that. The next example I want to show you is Kim Sarson's deck, which is the face yoga deck, and this is absolutely stunning. Um, and so in this deck, I can scroll through the deck. There's the deck. Here's I picked a card, and I can click on the card.
Connect with the breath. Place the index and middle fingers between the eyebrows. Inhale and apply gentle pressure. On the exhale, gently stroke upwards and separate the fingers like
I am enough. I know I am enough when times are rough. I hold myself accountable. I hold myself responsible.
You're never going to get there.
And these people have all taken a photography course. By a show of hands, who loves having their photograph taken? A lot of people don't. And when people have a photograph taken, they're often like, oh, not that one. Let me choose the photos. Oh, here's Kim. There we go. Hey, Kim. So, both those decks, the Kim's deck and the Enough Experience deck, they put media in your hands. It's emotional. It's tactile. Like you can not feel if you take Kim's deck and you start doing the exercises, you've got Kim to guide you. It's much easier to watch her do that than to read some words to tell you how to do it, right? You can see it and you can then try it and watch again and try again and keep watching the video. It's really compelling. And it's beautifully delivered. It's super compelling to have that content there. And the Enough Experience is a personal a self-portrait class that people go through, and then they take their photo, and then the first 100 people that take that are going to be put into a deck with 100 people that have their photo, they have an audio track to express how they feel enough, and they write a letter to their younger self. It's a beautiful experience, right? And both of these, all three of these decks are stunning experiences, right? That you couldn't create this without Deckible. You can create this. This is a digital experience on your phone. It's moving. It's emotional. That's what we need to produce a healthier, more present, more mindful society. And that's what you can do with a digital deck. So I don't know if anyone's given we have Kim here, perhaps we should ask some questions if anyone wants to ask anything of Kim of the making of the deck, but that seems like a good opportunity. I can just carry on, of course. Should I just carry on? Yeah, I'll carry on. Cool. Okay. So then let's have a look at this, drill into some more of the new Deckible platform. So first of all, people have been asking for this. We now store your preferences. So you click on About You, which is one of the widgets on the homepage, and I click on About You, it steps in and lets you choose which of the 7 segments you're interested in. So if you choose that you're not interested in spirituality and tarot, it won't show you any of those decks anymore unless you go back to your preferences. So it customizes the marketplace based on what you're interested in. And that's going to allow us to target you, to recommend other decks to you based on what you're interested in, but it just creates a better experience for everyone. So then once I've customized that, I click on the marketplace, which is that another tile. Remember I was saying that the homepage is designed of tiles, right? So I click on the marketplace tile, and it's finding my decks that match my preferences, and I can scroll through here. I can scroll up and down and explore any of the decks. Any one of those decks that I'm interested in, I can tap on it. I can learn more about it. I can even trial that deck. So let's learn how we would trial a deck. So here it is. I found this creative thinking deck. I'm going to tap on it. I'm going to try it. I could just buy it. And now it said you're good to go. And it's going to download that deck for me. And now I can go and draw cards. I'm going to pick 2 cards at random from the deck. And there it is, right? And so I'm trialing that deck. And I have that deck on my phone for free for 3 days. And then I can, if I choose to buy it, and I can buy it at any point. And what's encouraging to me is we see a lot of people who start a trial and then they end up buying before the trial is over because they wanted to see, well, they didn't understand what it was. They wanted to see it. They wanted to touch it. They wanted to get a closer idea of it. When you give people that, they're like, oh, now I'll buy it. And that's great. So this is the new experience. This was we had a lot of this. It was available on Deckible.com. The marketplace in the app was very outdated. We hadn't touched it in a while, but we knew we wanted to do all of this stuff. And so we've got to this point where now you've got preferences, so we know what you like, and we can target you, and you can target yourself with that, and the marketplace is customized for you. So that's very powerful. Okay, so that's